Hollywood is no stranger to drama, but this latest feud has the industry and fans divided. Ryan Reynolds, the face of Deadpool, is reportedly filing a lawsuit against She-Hulk actress Tatiana Maslany after she accused him of sexism. But what led to this, and how did things escalate so quickly? The She-Hulk debate unpacked. The She-Hulk finale has unleashed a whirlwind of reactions, leaving fans divided and demanding answers. Some creators are patting themselves on the back, thinking they've won over their critics. Meanwhile, many viewers are left feeling disappointed, convinced the series just didn't hit right. Adding fuel to the fire, Tatiana Maslany's recent feud with Ryan Reynolds has become a hot topic, raising eyebrows and intensifying the drama. As Marvel calls for support and a potential second season looms on the horizon, questions arise. Is this a bold move or just a stubborn insistence on a show that struggled to connect? Can a series that failed to resonate with the audience truly capture the spirit of a beloved character? What's the real story behind the drama? At the center of this debate is Jennifer Walters, our lead character, who has attracted a fair amount of criticism for her often unlikable traits. Instead of being the relatable hero we hoped for, she comes off as dismissive, self-absorbed, and immature. Seriously, who wants to root for someone more interested in flaunting her new powers than learning to use them wisely? Her interactions with her cousin Bruce, the original Hulk, only make it worse. Rather than respecting his difficult journey filled with struggle and isolation, she brushes off his experiences, making it tough for viewers to rally behind her. This lack of humility really pushes people away.
Yeah, about that. It's true. I am a Hulk.
As the series goes on, Jen's attitude seems to take a turn for the worse. One standout episode has her attending a friend's wedding, where she's more focused on being the center of attention than actually supporting her friend. This behavior paints her less as a competent lawyer and more as someone who lets others walk all over her. And it doesn't end there. The other female characters in She-Hulk don't come off much better either. Instead of showcasing a rich tapestry of strong women, the show often falls back on tired stereotypes. Many female characters seem obsessed with looks, clothes, and competition, highlighted by the cringe-worthy Megan Thee Stallion cameo, which left viewers scratching their heads. For a show that's supposed to be empowering, how did it miss the mark so badly? These portrayals feel like a serious missed opportunity. Male characters face criticism too, frequently portrayed in a shallow, one-dimensional way. Critics argue that the men in She-Hulk are overly simplified, with many embodying outdated stereotypes, chauvinistic, dismissive, or just plain clueless. Take the guy who calls women it, or the one who dismisses women's jobs as irrelevant. These characters feel less like real people and more like over-the-top caricatures. It's like the show took a shortcut, trading depth for cheap laughs. The only standout in the mix appears to be Daredevil, who swoops in toward the end of the season. Rumor has it that his character was crafted with a delicate touch, ensuring he maintains his integrity for upcoming Marvel projects. But the rest of the male characters come off as bumbling or condescending, leaving viewers to question whether the creators see them, and maybe even their audience, in the same patronizing light. One of the most controversial aspects of She-Hulk is its meta-commentary on criticism. The show directly tackles critics by portraying internet trolls as the main villains, especially viewers who are upset about the existence of a female Hulk. But is it really empowering if it pushes away the very audience it aims to uplift? Ironically, this approach may have only widened the gap between the show and its audience. Isn't it ironic that a series aimed at empowering women is actually alienating female fans? Even women have voiced their disappointment, feeling the series lacks a compelling heroine and a strong narrative. Critics have pointed out that She-Hulk fails to deliver meaningful character growth for Jen. Instead of embarking on a hero's journey, the series fixates on her dating life and relentless hunt for the perfect outfit. It wraps up rather abruptly, with Jen winning the day by merely brushing off her critics. But what does that even say about heroism in the Marvel Universe? This leaves viewers wondering what the writers really believe heroism and self-discovery are all about. Rather than telling a story of growth, the show often comes off as a never-ending loop of finger-wagging. Adding to the drama, Tatiana Maslany, the actress behind She-Hulk, has turned up the heat. After the show's cancellation, something that shocked no one, she voiced her frustration over wanting her character included in an X-Men movie while simultaneously criticizing the humor in Deadpool and Wolverine, claiming it was offensive to the LGBTQ community. So why the sudden interest in a project she openly criticized? Fans were left scratching their heads over her desire to join a film she herself called controversial. Maslany's actions have led to a re-evaluation of her feminist values. While she champions independence and encourages young people to explore their identities, her eagerness to latch onto another star for attention seems a bit contradictory. Even within the Marvel fan base, there's some doubt about whether adding She-Hulk would truly add value to a franchise already packed with devoted followers. Right now, Maslany is a polarizing figure in the Marvel fandom. Some see her as a bold, boundary-pushing actress, while others feel she may have gone a bit too far this time. She-Hulk has kicked off important discussions around its take on a strong female lead and its playful twist on classic superhero tropes. Yet despite some standout moments, the series stumbles in key areas, which holds back its emotional depth and weakens its connection with the viewers. When Jennifer says, "I'm great at controlling my anger, I do it all the time," she only scratches the surface of her struggles. Her remarks on catcalling and being underestimated miss the depth needed to truly resonate. Imagine if the storytelling had invested an episode in illustrating her challenges as a woman navigating a male-dominated field. Look at The Imitation Game. If it had glossed over Alan Turing's struggles as a gay man, it would have lost its emotional heft. Strong storytelling draws viewers into a character's journey, allowing them to share in the experience. After a heated conversation with Bruce, where Jennifer dismisses his tragic past, her quick apology feels insincere and lacking in depth. What if this moment of reflection had been pushed to the finale? It could have layered her character in a way that highlights how true heroism often requires sacrifice. In contrast, Deadpool 2, despite being a comedy, balances humor with genuine stakes, allowing moments of reflection to resonate deeply with audiences. Furthermore, She-Hulk tends to isolate its audience rather than invite broader connections. When Iron Man was introduced into the MCU, he was designed for universal appeal. In contrast, She-Hulk seems crafted for a niche audience, limiting its reach. Celebrating a strong female lead is crucial, but her story should resonate with everyone, regardless of gender. Messages that subtly imply "this isn't for you" can come across as counterproductive. Contradictory traits also complicate Jennifer's development. One minute she craves a normal lawyer's life, the next she's lamenting her She-Hulk identity. For a character portrayed as intelligent and savvy, her inability to recognize how her Hulk persona could enhance her career raises eyebrows. If she's meant to be strong, embracing this role should feel like a natural progression. Concerns about the writer's grasp of their material further muddy the waters. Their admission of uncertainty regarding courtroom scenes is unsettling, especially given that the show is titled She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. The legal aspects should feel authentic, and the success of films like Christopher Nolan's Interstellar shows how thorough research and attention to detail can elevate storytelling, making it both believable and engaging. As for villains, Marvel has set a high bar. Memorable antagonists challenge heroes and prompt deep reflection about their motives. In contrast, the villains in She-Hulk often feel like shallow caricatures, resulting in a lack of genuine conflict. While She-Hulk has sparked necessary discussions about female representation and humor, it underscores a collective desire for richer storytelling from Marvel. Enjoying the show is entirely valid, yet many believe Marvel can and should aim higher. The challenge lies in crafting characters and narratives that resonate broadly, fostering emotional connections across diverse audiences. With a legacy of outstanding storytelling behind them, there's hope that Marvel will reclaim that caliber in the future. Meanwhile, fans can't stop talking about the gender dynamics in the superhero world. And with Deadpool raking in the big bucks while She-Hulk struggles, the conversation is getting even more heated. So how do Deadpool's massive earnings compare to She-Hulk's rocky ride?
Deadpool versus She-Hulk box office battle. If you think the superhero film world only has one debate going on, think again.
Sure, Tatiana Maslany's portrayal in She-Hulk has sparked some serious drama, but there's another storm brewing over the dance scenes in Deadpool and Wolverine and She-Hulk. Fans are jumping into lively discussions about how gender influences our reactions to these moments. While Deadpool's funky dance moves get cheers and applause, She-Hulk's similar antics often face the dreaded cringe label. Isn't it crazy how something as simple as a dance can spark such intense conversations? The fans seem to be deeply divided on this issue. Some argue that Deadpool's dance scenes perfectly match his playful vibe and the franchise's irreverent tone, making them a hit. On the flip side, critics of She-Hulk's dance feel it lacks depth and undermines her character's seriousness. But defenders of She-Hulk push back, asserting that this harsh criticism often stems from sexism, pointing out that female characters frequently face more scrutiny than their male counterparts. Why is it that some characters can do the same things and be treated so differently? It seems that even in the realm of superheroes, gender dynamics play a significant role. When we dive into the box office numbers, the difference between these two franchises really stands out. Deadpool and Wolverine have crushed records, bringing in over $500 million globally and redefining what R-rated films can achieve. Meanwhile, She-Hulk had a tough time generating that same buzz and financial success. Its cancellation after just one season highlights some serious problems with Marvel's financial strategy for their Disney Plus lineup. Lead actress Tatiana Maslany revealed that the show exceeded its massive budget to $25 million for just 9 episodes. A big chunk of that went to the expensive CGI needed for her character. Now that's what you call a budget buster. But this cancellation isn't just about money. It highlights a troubling pattern of mismanagement at Marvel. Take Secret Invasion, for example. It had an even bigger budget, yet many are left wondering if that hefty investment was worth it. In contrast, Moon Knight produced episodes at a much more reasonable $24.7 million each, exposing inconsistencies in Marvel's spending strategies across different series. As fans, we can't help but wonder how a company so successful in the past has stumbled in managing its resources. As for Deadpool and Wolverine, it's quickly become a box office titan, racing past the $500 million mark globally. By July 30th, 2024, the film's worldwide earnings reached $496.3 million, fueled by an impressive $26.5 million from international markets, making up 13% of its opening weekend revenue. Domestic earnings climbed from an estimated $205 million to $211 million, while international earnings dipped slightly but remained strong. The film not only exceeded expectations but also set new records, achieving the biggest global opening weekend since Spider-Man: No Way Home in 2021 and surpassing Avatar: The Way of Water's $439 million from 2022. It now holds the title for the largest R-rated opening, both globally and domestically. The film's marketing hit all the right notes, tapping into the loyal fan bases of both Deadpool and Wolverine. In stark contrast, She-Hulk struggled to meet audience expectations, facing criticism for its comedic elements that some felt didn't do justice to its potential. These factors played a crucial role in the stark differences in box office success. Still, both properties have contributed to weaving the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, together in their own unique ways. But what made Deadpool and Wolverine such a success? Ryan Reynolds has truly made a name for himself in the superhero genre by focusing on entertainment over politics, which feels like a breath of fresh air in today's world where so many stories are packed with social messages. What is it about his approach that resonates so strongly with fans? Take his role as Deadpool, for instance. Reynolds embraces humor and self-awareness, keeping the focus on fun. Deadpool is famous for breaking the fourth wall and throwing out hilarious one-liners that poke fun at superhero cliches and even the movie industry itself. This clever humor turns the film into a wild ride rather than just a platform for political messages. Instead of pushing an agenda, Reynolds creates a space where audiences can kick back, relax, and enjoy the absurdity of it all. Fans are drawn to this approach. In a world where news and social media often feel heavy and overwhelming, many just want to escape and have a good time. Let's be real, who doesn't want to forget their worries for a while? Reynolds' films allow viewers to step away from reality and dive into a universe where the biggest problems are dodging bullets and cracking jokes, not debating the latest political issue. Now let's compare this to Tatiana Maslany's role as Jennifer Walters in She-Hulk. While Maslany brings a unique touch to her character, the show attempts to blend humor with social commentary on issues like misogyny and the challenges women face in the superhero world. This intent is admirable, but it can sometimes leave viewers feeling lectured instead of entertained. The jokes in She-Hulk often revolve around these serious themes, which can alienate those who just want to sit back and enjoy the ride. So how do these two approaches stack up? Maslany delivers a strong performance, but her take on the superhero genre feels different from Reynolds. While Reynolds leans into chaos and humor, Maslany's character grapples with real-life challenges alongside her superhero identity. This creates a tonal shift, where Reynolds' Deadpool lets audiences escape into pure entertainment. She-Hulk invites them to reflect on contemporary issues through the lens of a superhero story. In the end, Reynolds' focus on fun is what sets him apart. His knack for delivering an exciting, laugh-filled experience without getting bogged down by political messages resonates deeply with fans. Meanwhile, Maslany's approach, though well-meaning, highlights the struggle of blending commentary with humor in a way that remains engaging. Ultimately, it shows that sometimes the best way to connect with an audience is simply to entertain them, something Ryan Reynolds does with style and flair. But wait, there's more. Just when you thought the drama couldn't get any crazier, Tatiana Maslany has jumped into the fray with some wild allegations against Ryan Reynolds. Is there jealousy simmering beneath the surface? What's behind these shocking claims that have everyone talking? Maslany's accusations of sexism. Tatiana Maslany isn't holding back when it comes to her experience with Ryan Reynolds and the Deadpool franchise, especially after her role in She-Hulk. Recently on the Comedy Bang Bang podcast, she joked that Reynolds fired her from the upcoming Deadpool and Wolverine film after her scenes were cut. She suggested that this decision might stem from gender bias and sexist exclusion, showing her frustration with how these choices were made. And who wouldn't be frustrated? In her typical comedic style, Maslany shared that she had filmed 2 scenes for the movie, but they ultimately didn't make the final cut because Reynolds didn't like them. She playfully speculated that her scenes were deemed too woke, quipping, "I always talk about how much I hate Wolverine and Deadpool." To top it off, she sarcastically mentioned that She-Hulk didn't perform as well at the box office as expected. Can you believe the audacity? These comments opened the door to a bigger conversation about representation and how female characters are treated in superhero films. With Hollywood currently in a heated debate about inclusivity, Maslany's concerns about being excluded from Deadpool 3 couldn't be more relevant. As voices rise for better representation of women and marginalized groups, her claims of gender bias hit home in this ongoing discussion. While we've seen some progress in diversity, recent reports indicate that women's representation in leading roles is stalling, and in some areas, even going backwards. The 2024 UCLA Hollywood Diversity Report highlights that while there are more actors of color, women, especially women of color, still face major challenges in Hollywood. This backdrop likely intensifies Maslany's feelings of being sidelined, especially since her character was supposed to be part of a strong female ensemble in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So why does this matter? The importance of inclusivity in media can't be overstated. Diverse storytelling not only enriches cultural dialogue, but also reflects the many facets of society. Films and shows that embrace diversity often perform better at the box office, showing that audiences crave representation that mirrors their own experiences. Maslany's exclusion can be seen not just as a personal slight, but as part of a larger trend that diminishes the visibility of strong female characters in the MCU. As Hollywood navigates these complex issues, the challenge remains to ensure that all voices are heard and represented in ways that truly reflect its diverse audience. This ongoing debate emphasizes the need for systemic changes to create a more inclusive environment in the film industry. After all, a richer tapestry of stories only makes the movie experience better for everyone. Maslany's accusations have split fans, igniting a heated debate about representation in superhero films. While some support her claims of gender bias, others defend Reynolds' creative choices. With Reynolds staying silent on the issue, many are left wondering what this means for his future projects. As Hollywood figures this all out, the stakes are high. Will they finally embrace diverse voices, or will strong female characters keep getting pushed to the sidelines? How this plays out could really change the game for the MCU and what audiences expect moving forward. What do you think? Is there a genuine problem with representation in superhero films, or is it just a natural part of the creative process? And when it comes to She-Hulk, where do you feel it fell short? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more steamy videos. Thanks for watching.